Hello everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. I see so many familiar faces in the chat. I'm so happy for all of you to be joining us today. My name is VooDoo Val, and I am going to be your host and artist for another design off, and I'm joined here by my new friend, Mr. Aldo Crusher. How are you, Aldo?
Hey, how's it going? I'm good.
Good. We're super excited to jump into what we're going to be working on today for the design off and how you folks can actually get involved, design with us, and share your work with us. But first, I'd like to give a shout out to Kyle T. Webster. It is always a pleasure watching you work, sir. It's always a blast seeing your illustrations and everything. So thank you very much for that stream. And yeah, so those of you who might not be very familiar with what we do for the design off, this is the show where there's kind of like a new design off theme every week. Me and an awesome guest, we come together and kind of do a very friendly battle of the design minds. So today, Aldo and I are going to be using a common shape and trying to incorporate that shape into a creative project of our choice. And I actually have the shape that you folks at home can download just in case you would like to participate with us. And you can use this shape to do an illustration, painting. You guys can use it to do, add it into like some lettering or into a UI UX design. You guys can literally use it for whatever kind of art you do. And then I hope that you will tweet it to us or send it to us on Instagram with the hashtag Adobe Live Design Off. So I am going to share the shape with everyone in the chat. And while I'm doing that, Aldo, why don't you kind of introduce yourself, tell everybody a little bit about you and the kind of work you do.
Well, I'm Aldo. I'm an illustrator and motion graphic designer. I work for Uber full time. I do some small gigs on the side, Yeah, I'm specializing in illustration for product, sometimes for marketing, and sometimes animations for product as well.
Awesome. Very cool. And I've actually seen your work a lot of places, and I've played some games that have your work in them. And that was you guys missed the meeting that I had with him, where I was kind of like gushing about how stoked I was to finally talk with him in person, because his stuff is really neat. Thank you, Sam, for posting Aldo's Behance. Definitely check that out. So folks, I think there is a link in the description of the video that has the shape, but I don't know that it is actually leading to the proper place. So what I've done, if you guys have joined the Adobe Photoshop Discord, is I've pinned it to the design other page. So I'm going to pop over here to my screen and I'm going to show you how you can find the shape. Let me go over here to this. Boom. And I'm going to pop my screen up. So if you guys come to the Adobe Photoshop Discord and you scroll down on the left-hand side, there is a little Design Other area, and there's this weird little triangular blob posted in here. And you guys can come here and click the image and say Open Original and download that image. And it's also pinned, so if you can't find it, if you come back and you need to find it again, but people have already posted work, you can always come up here to the top right-hand side and hit this pinned messages, and you guys can find, it's actually the only thing pinned in this channel, so you guys can find it very easily. So I have got my pinned, or my shape, and Aldo has his shape. And now we are going to jump in and see what we can create. I've got like several ideas, and I think I'm going to sketch around and find something that I want to settle on. And then you can just kind of do your thing, Aldo. And folks at home, you guys can also just grab the shape and see what you can make out of it, you know? It doesn't even have to be the focal piece. It doesn't, it can be like an accent. It can be literally whatever you want, however you interpret it. And I don't know about you, Aldo, but I'm super excited to see what people think to do with it,
Yeah, I'm so excited too. I think it will be really interesting to see how this shape can, be used in different for different things.
The first thing that I'm gonna do is I am going to add like that first idea that I was kind of thinking of, which was somebody's bangs blowing in the wind. So I'm gonna sketch really quickly and badly a head underneath this, and then I'm gonna see how that goes.
Yeah. I honestly don't see that bangs thing that you're talking about, but yeah, I'm curious to see how it would look like.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can pull it off real quick. And it's gonna be like kind of a doozy up until I get it like in place. It could even be like oh, wait a second. It could be like a quail, like the quail birds that have that one feather like sticking on top of their head. Oh, I might be drawing a quail, guys. It might be a quail. I think that's the California state bird. I'm pretty sure quail is the California bird. Shape Wars, yes. Battle of the Shapes. Welcome in, Kev. It's good to see you. Malik, it's good to see you as well. Welcome back. Is it Kylo Ren? I don't know if I could make Kylo Ren out of this shape. I consider myself someone who is a connoisseur of Star Wars and Kylo Ren, and I don't even know if I could pull that off. I could try, though, if you really, really want me to. But I don't know. I'm only gonna do that upon request because I feel like sometimes people get a little sick of me doing Star Wars. Do you have any like type of thing, Aldo, that you really love to draw that becomes repetitive for you because it's just something you always return to doing?
I don't know. I just really like to draw trees in different ways with different shapes.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so that's one thing that I really enjoy doing. And yeah, maybe what else? Yeah, just like trees. It's like one of my favorite things that I like to do.
You're very good at it though, so that's awesome. I actually did recently like a whole lineup of different trees, and it's funny you say that because I didn't realize how fun they actually were to illustrate until I sat down and tried to do like tree studies and illustrate a bunch of different kinds. I did like some oak trees, and I really found that I loved painting like willow trees. That was really fun.
The weeping willows?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then I also liked one that I actually haven't posted, but I wanted to do more of is I think it's birch. I don't know. It's the trees that are white that have all the black circles, like the black pieces in it. So the trunk is like super white, and then it has like little knots along the trunk that are black, and they're so pretty to me. I
don't know if I've seen those.
I will have to. Maybe when I'm finished, I'll post it and I'll tag you.
Yeah, you should.
I totally will. Okay, so I'm gonna group like all the little weird concepts for how to use this together, and I'm gonna make them smaller and then just put them around, and then I'll choose one that I want to like render out. Your colors are fabulous right now. That is like so cool.
Dark Halloween vibe that I love.
Dark Halloween vibe is literally like my entire, I think, art career. like dark and spooky and creepy, except this adorable little quail I just drew. Quail excluded from that because he's clearly very sweet. Cindy, welcome in. It's good to see you. used to peel the birch trees. Yeah, because the birch, like, they peel. They're really cool. I can't tell if willows or birch trees are my favorite tree. Sentha, welcome in. Jordan Chung, welcome into the chat. Do you know Jordan?
Yeah, I know him. He's my coworker.
Nice. Welcome in, Jordan. Okay. Actually, I take back what I said earlier, saying that I couldn't figure out how to make this shape Kylo Ren. I just saw it just now, and now I'm gonna do a sketch.
Now you're gonna do it.
Yeah, now it's happening.
You're gonna go for it.
And I didn't bring it up, so I don't think I brought it up this time. So I don't feel bad for doing it. I'm rotating it, and
Can you hear that?
yeah, is that your dog snoring?
Yeah, that's my dog snoring.
Amazing.
He's having an intense nap.
There he is. There's Kylo Ren, guys. I made it happen. I thought I couldn't, but I've done it. And now it's gonna be part of the lineup that we choose, whether I'm going to render or not. There it is. What is happening? So, for those of you who are just joining the chat, just jumping in, Aldo and I have a shape that we are both trying to incorporate into a creative piece. So, I've also made this shape available for you folks. If you would like to draw along with us at home, you can also do that and tweet your sketches or your creations to us, or post them on Instagram with the hashtag Adobe Live Design Off. And I'm going to check social media at the end of the stream to see how you folks at home interpreted this shape and incorporated it into something. And yeah, you can, let's see, I'm going to see if this link is fixed, and if not, I'm going to show you guys. If you guys go into the Discord, the Photoshop Discord, you can actually see in the Design Other tab, it's actually pinned there. And I could probably even post this link to you, to be honest. I'm going to open this, and I'm going to post the link. Probably. I can make you guys a bit.ly.
Go.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh man, you got so much depth in there already. That is so cool.
A little bit. It still needs to be.
Ooh, here we go.
It needs a little bit of work.
We might actually have a new link. There we go. Here we go, guys. We do have a new link. Here you are. Boom. There you go. So you guys can actually download our strange shape and try and incorporate it into a piece of artwork. And you guys can do, like I said earlier, you guys can literally do whatever you want. You guys can incorporate this into some kind of hand lettering thing. You guys can put this into some kind of illustration, or you guys can use it to make like a kind of blob thing. Man, that looks so cool. I'm gonna actually zoom in on yours so that everyone can see how neat it looks. Let me see. There we go. Let me flip it to yours. Boom. Check that out, guys. How rad is this?
It's getting there. It's getting there.
So can I ask you a question about how you start making, like, kind of carving out all those shapes? Are you just using, like, I'm not super familiar with Illustrator compared to Photoshop. So, like, what tool do you use and how do you do that so quickly?
Just the pen tool.
Nice.
Yeah, and then just pressing shift to get like the 45-degree angle and like a straight angle, like 90 and 0. So that's how I create the those shapes. And I have this base color here, which is the blue, and I go like a little bit darker with this dark blue here to create depth, and I go like a lighter tone to give like more volume to it. So that's why it looks like this.
Nice. Yeah, it really looks like a piece of rock that's like got, sides and like faces kind of shorn into it and everything. That looks so neat. All right, let me switch back to our dual screen here. Okay.
There we go.
So there's a little Kylo Ren that I made. I'm gonna decide which one of these. I'm gonna try my very best not to just choose Kylo Ren. I'm trying really hard.
How many times have you?
I've painted him a lot. I've painted a lot of Star Wars. Let's see. Aldo is just editing the mask on an existing gradient to make that shape. That's what Sam says. Didn't realize he was an illustrator. Oh, yes. He is an illustrator, and I am in Photoshop. So we're kind of like using two different programs to kind of go along with the same lines, kind of work with a similar concept and then interpret it in our own way. It also like totally looks like a shark fin to me. Ooh, wait a second. Let me see if I can do something. I might, let me see if I can do this. I'm worried that if I try this, it might look a little too similar to your motif of like using water level and stuff, but it might be really cool to kind of create a shark. Maybe I'll use different colors, so even though we both have water in our designs, it won't be...
It won't be the same.
Yeah, it won't be the same. I am gonna take my big blocky brush. Thank you for posting that shape, Sam. I appreciate it. This might actually really give me the opportunity to do... I've been wanting to paint like a study type deal of water. Because it's something that I always, every time I see paintings where they paint like the reflection of water and stuff in it, I'm always very, very inspired, but I've never really had a project or a reason to actually paint water. So maybe I will do it now. Let me grab some reference real quick. Do you ever use reference when you're putting together illustrations, or do you kind of have like a visual library just in your head of things you like to do?
When I'm doing like architecture, of course, I have like photos for reference, like to see the shapes and like the angles.
Yeah.
When it comes to like things, for example, like rocks, I think I have a pretty clear thing in mind, or like trees, or I for trees, yeah, I do the same. I like to go to see like photos, like how the like the branches. Yeah, like how they are like how they are in the tree, and like kind of the leaves, kind of like if I'm mimicking like a real tree, yeah, I use photo for reference, of course. But when it's something that's like created by like from scratch, that it's totally coming from my imagination, I don't use reference at all.
Awesome. Yeah, I kind of have that too, where I have like certain things that I really like to paint, that I've become like way more familiar with over time, and so for those things I don't really typically worry about it. But then there's some things where I'm like, when I'm doing something a lot more technical or a lot more specific to something, where I have to adhere to certain rules, then yeah, I definitely like pull up some reference, like right now, like pulling up a little bit of reference for like water and just kind of seeing how it goes. I'm gonna warp the perspective on this. I might also, crop it, but we'll see. I'm going out, like out on a limb here too, because normally I would never ever, try something like new, on the Adobe live streams, you know? But I actually had the pleasure of talking with, Hank Washington this morning, and he was talking about like just going for it and not being afraid of like making mistakes. And so I'm gonna go for that, and it might look good and it might look bad, but either way I think I'm gonna have a good time. So we're gonna make it happen.
I guess I should do the same.
Oh no, you're fine. Yours is looking great. Yeah, actually I'm gonna need you to scrap your whole painting because it's looking way too good, Aldo, and you're gonna have to start something that makes you super uncomfortable.
Okay.
You're gonna have to try something brand new that you've never done before and go.
No, I will die.
Yeah. That's about how I would feel too, so don't worry. Let me see, I'm gonna do like a widescreen thumbnail thing here. Wish me luck, chat. I hope you guys can't hear my dogs singing you the songs of their people. They are protecting my home. I think every time somebody rides by my home on their bike, my dogs think it's a life or death situation. I have 2 really small chihuahuas. And I really appreciate how seriously they take, the protection of my home. But I also sometimes wish they would chill out. Yeah, you guys could probably hear that. I'm gonna do like a little top-down deal here. And I'm gonna add our little shark fin in here. I might actually duplicate it and add more than one shark fin. I read this this story one time about sharks that sometimes travel up channel and find ways into rivers, which is really shocking sometimes to people who are not expecting to see a shark. So I've got like this little channel of water that I am gonna put some little shark fins in, like they're going out into the ocean. That's the deal. And I'm gonna warp it a little bit since I have one that's unchanged. Oh man, that castle is looking so cool. Hold on,
like an old abandoned castle-like house, kind of like.
I'm gonna open that up so people can get a good look at it. That's really cool. I love that, like how you set up your color palettes too, and you have them kind of stacked around so that you can always go and get it. I actually wanted to start doing that because Photoshop has artboards, and I can like make little artboards that are just like out, you know, in space around my Photoshop file, and just see if I can like kind of accumulate my colors and things like that. But every time I go to do it, I kind of forget that that's what I want to try. But that would be neat because I always see people working in in Illustrator or working in like Adobe XD, and I'm like, gosh, I just want my colors floating on the side off my canvas. Let me see how much time we have. Oh, we're doing pretty good on time. Also, keep in mind, folks, if you want to try and incorporate this shape into a piece of artwork as well, you totally can. And you guys can actually download the shape, this little weird triangle shape, and work with us if you like. And towards the end of the stream, I'm gonna take a look at Twitter and Instagram and see if any of you folks have posted some interesting art using the shape. I'm very excited to see maybe how some of you folks interpret using the shape in a piece of artwork. Because Aldo and I were kind of talking about what we saw in the shape a little bit before, and sometimes we were seeing different things. I don't think the bangs thing, he was like, oh, okay, because I saw bangs.
Yeah. I was like, how? I don't get it.
So I want to see like what chat comes up with, and just to see you know, what's in other people's minds, you know.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that too.
Should be fun. You know, I thought I was going to choose like some colors now, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick with grayscale. And one thing that I've been doing a lot of lately is kind of adding grayscale values to things, and then grouping it and turning it into a smart object, and then applying a gradient map to it to test out different color schemes.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, it's been actually really, really fun. So I'm gonna grab like a round brush. I want to make it large. And I'm just gonna keep chipping away like so. I don't want that so dark though. Just a little bit. And I'm gonna pull up my reference so I can peek. How do you choose your color palettes? Brandon Mata asks.
Just pick random colors that I think they go well together.
That's a talent.
Usually, like I think I just go with you know, like a set of like warm colors and cool colors, and that complement each other, and that's how I usually go. And sometimes I have this thing in my head, like, yeah, I want this mood, I want this vibe, so I go with that.
Nice. Very cool. I typically all of my stuff is like in grayscale for most of the time, because if I can do it in grayscale, then I try not to focus so much on the colors, and choosing colors for me is like a totally separate battle.
Yeah.
So I will do that, do everything in grayscale, and then apply colors later. And then once I find like a cool color scheme that I like, then I start to paint like just directly in color. It's usually how I play it. Let's see. Let's start like making this look more like rock and mountain here. Also, chat, let me know if you guys have any interesting ideas as well. Like, even if you guys aren't going to be illustrating with us, you could still like throw some ideas out that are cool, because you might inspire somebody that's sitting in chat trying to think of ways to incorporate that shape into something, you know? You never know. I made this pretty dark, but I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it dark, and then I'm going to lighten it all together. I'm not really a matte painter per se, but I would love to be able to do that more often. So I'm just kind of seeing where it goes. I'll put like some little mountains out here. Download the starting shape here. Yes, thank you so much, Sam. Oh, I bet I could even use that shape. Let me see. Where's my shape? I'm gonna drag this up here. Huh, kind of looks like that. Oh, I'm gonna put it right there. I'm gonna hide it right there, and then I'm also gonna duplicate it and flip it horizontal, and I'm gonna bring it, let me see, where can I bring it? I'm gonna bring it right there, and I'm gonna hide it right there, and I'm gonna turn it a different color. Can I turn it a different color? I should be able to. Let me get my shape tool. There we go. So I got two of them kind of hidden as mountains. And then I'm gonna put some like out in the water.
I feel like the house needs to be more like evil. I feel like it's looking like, I don't know, I think it needs something else.
Could put like, I don't know. I don't wanna like intrude on your vision here, but maybe chat has some suggestions. What
yeah, if anyone has a suggestion,
yeah, something something sinister that Aldo can add to his castle.
More towers in the background, probably. Something that makes it more.
You know, something that like shows like dark and foreboding to me sometimes can be like the towers being like longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was thinking of making them like pointier, you know, like,
yeah,
like yeah, you're right. That's what I needed.
Because if they're pointier means like sinister to me, and when they're like kind of like more boxy, then they seem more cute.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's cute, but that's one.
Not what I'm going for.
Yeah.
I am straight up like painting a beach thing, I guess. This is okay. I don't know. What I'd like to know is if like can chat like visualize like the beach that I'm painting, or is it in my head? I always wonder when is that moment, like when I'm streaming and people are watching, where I have like started to paint something. When is the moment where other people like realize what I'm actually painting, you know? When it becomes real for other people. Cindy says add Nosferatu. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Keith says you could also add a circle of clouds around the top. That would be really sick.
Yeah, I was planning to add a little like fog here and like some like trees, but I feel like I'm running out of time.
Actually, it's literally only been 30 minutes.
Okay.
I can't believe that. So we probably have another like 10-15 minutes before we start looking at other people's sketches if people have done some art with us, and saying goodbye. So that's on the grant. Like usually with these streams, like I will start painting and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, we have 10 minutes left. Where did the time go? But sometimes time flies when you're trying to get a concept in really fast.
Yeah.
Oh, I should flip my canvas because I know it would look better if I did, but I'm almost terrified to see what it looks like if I flip my canvas. Here we go. Let me save it. Moment of truth, chat. Not that bad, actually. Okay. I always flip. I don't know if you... Do you do canvas flips when you work, Aldo?
No, just like element flips or...
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually flip my canvas when I'm painting because if I do, it's almost like being able to like... The same as like taking a step back and looking at the painting with fresh eyes later, or it's the same as like being able to ask someone else for advice on a piece that they haven't like watched come together because it looks so different. I can all of a sudden I can be like, oh, that right there, that does not look good. I gotta change that. All right,
yeah, sometimes I think that helps for if like the composition is balanced enough. You can see if it looks good, like from in one direction you flip it, and if it looks balanced enough, I think it's good.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a little tiny shark fin in here. I've got the fin like hidden around, but I don't know if that's obvious enough. I guess technically the whole point of this challenge is that it can be up to my interpretation, but I also I'm gonna hide it for now. I also don't want to do something so vastly different than the shape that I have transformed it. Or maybe that's okay, I don't know. I'm gonna duplicate that. I'm gonna convert to a smart object. And I think, folks, it is gradient map time. Ooh, you know what? I might actually have my... There we go. My color was off. Boom. Boom. Let's see if we can find something we like. That's not bad. You gotta bear with me on this part, because there's like... Sometimes when I go to do this, I have to come and like reverse things and start really messing with the color that I added. But sometimes it really works out. Let's see, let's look at pastels. I think Keith suggested using pastels for this. That actually looks pretty cool. I could probably do something with this. Let me test the other ones real quick. Those ones I think are too close to the colors Aldo used. This one's brighter though. I think this one is like similar to your colors, but it's much brighter. Let me see. I'm gonna try this for now. Let me see if I can add some other colors into it. That actually looks pretty sick. I'm gonna say okay, okay, and then I'm going to, let's see, we got about, oh, we have time. Now we have 10 minutes. I'm gonna grab my soft round brush and I'm gonna start adding some other warmer tones in here. Let's see what we got, chat. These paintings are amazing and so quickly created. Talk about a raised bar to aspire to. Oh, Susanna, if only you know how internally terrified I've been this entire stream.
Same.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that I think sometimes when people, like, see someone else do something, they're like, oh, they must, like, have this planned out.
Not
really. Not really at all. So, I would say if you want to do this sort of thing, you should just go for it. Just like, honestly, just try it out. Just sit down and put a piece together and just see what happens. If your goal is to, like, you know, like you said, like do some paintings like really fast or something like that, maybe do some like speed painting and stuff and see what you get. Just put some practice in, because you might actually really truly surprise yourself with some of the stuff that you are capable of doing, you know. I used to let it discourage me when other people did work where I was just like, oh man, I can't do that, so I'll just quit while I'm ahead, you know. Like, don't do that. Just, you know, find in your head what you want to do and try it out. Plus, we're not all, like, super good at everything we try the very first time. That's kind of a fairy tale, I think. You know, everybody has their own way of learning and their own way of doing things and of understanding and interpreting art, and that's just how it works, you know. I don't know about you, Aldo, but in the early stages of my art career, I spent a lot of time like obsessing over not doing things good enough and not succeeding the first time I attempted stuff. And I've kind of realized over time that if I just kind of relax and enjoy the process, I kind of get better at things before I know it, you know. And so I encourage everybody in chat, like, if you find something you want to do, something sounds cool to you, try it. And if it's awful the first time, that's totally okay. Let it be awful and do it a second, third, fourth, fifth time and see where you get, you know?
Yeah, well, other thing is like when you compare yourself to other people's work, that gets another level of frustration, and sometimes you don't succeed. So I think you should explore like your own talents and bring them up, like, you know, like kind of like take advantage of those talents. You know, absolutely. I think it takes time sometimes, you know, to discover that. But yeah, that's what that helped me during my like college years. Sometimes like I used to compare myself to other like people from my class, and was like, no, this is not the right way to do it, because it's giving me like stress, and I'm like, I feel like I'm not growing, you know.
Val, I'm thinking of the Northern Water Tribe in Avatar. Time to add a boat full of waterbenders. Oh my gosh, you're so right. That's what we're doing. That's gonna happen. I wonder if, let's see how much time I have. I think I could do that. Let me see. I want to see if I could do like a little, here, I'm gonna sketch. Let's see what we can do.
I'm trying so hard to do a tree, but I just don't like it.
It looks kind of like a really awesome person to me. Like I can see him with his arms up, kind of.
Yeah.
But it's cool. But it's cool. It also kind of looks like those trees that you see a lot of in like Louisiana that have like the hanging moss from them,
Yeah.
and they have like the big roots that come up out of the water, you know?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Like, you know, like
Nice.
sitting here and then like having more roots going like into the water.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I am putting. I feel like a long, like long boat, kind of like long canoes, Kyle. That's what I'm thinking for as far as like the boats go, and then maybe I will put like a big, kind of animal in the back with the shape. I do have the fin in there. It's like it looks like a fin to me now because that's what I've like started to do with it. Maybe I should rotate it and see what else I see. I don't want to run out of time though. Let's see. I don't know, maybe I'll leave it because I do have like it hidden in my mountains, and all of my mountains kind of have like that staggered like look. Maybe I can kind of just go with that. And then while you keep working, Aldo, I'm gonna check social media and see if we have any submissions.
Okay.
So I will actually, I'm gonna pop over to your screen so people can watch you, since I'm not gonna be doing my art on my screen.
Sure.
Boom. There you guys go. Oops. Also, this would be a good time to post if anyone is waiting to add. And then also, if you don't post any, because sometimes we don't get submissions until like a couple hours after the stream because they are working like while we're doing the show. And sometimes people are not, because you're not on the show, you are not working lightning fast as fast as you possibly can trying to make something by the end of the stream, which is perfectly understandable. I don't wish that stress on you. So if you guys do decide to post something later on, that is also fine too. I don't think we have any sketches added just now, but that is fine. That means that you and I can kind of paint to the end of the wire here, and then I will, if you guys tweet them with the hashtag or post them with the hashtag and tag me in them, I will retweet them and show them off and everything. Normally we would have 2 days for this, so we would show them tomorrow, but as this is the first day, that is totally fine. We did get some, I could probably actually show these from last week, because we did get a finished one in from last week's. Last week I was on with Wade Acuff, Aldo, and we did a goblin challenge. Where we,
nice.
Yeah, where we like illustrated goblins. And this was a goblin that came from Ashi, that Ashley finished since then so that we could see it, and this is amazing. So thank you, Ashi. I don't know if you were in the chat again this week, but this is wonderful, and I appreciate you kind of submitting this so we can see your art. I love it. I love it. I think that was, oh no, we also did get this one from Chad Rolfs. This is a work in progress from Chad Rolfs of his goblin, and it looks fabulous. So thank you, you two, for posting during the week and giving us an update on your stuff. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna see about possibly adding some darker values into the mountains toward the camera and maybe blending my shape in. I say towards the camera, but I just mean like, you know, towards the foreground. And we do have, we are coming up on the very end of our stream here too, by the way. So I'm just gonna, we should maybe take just a few moments to kind of maybe wrap up, and then we'll do our little outro and say goodbye. Let's see. I'll maybe do a little bit more shine, and then I think that is gonna do it.
So I just did one tree.
Nice. Oh, and it's got like the designs you added to the trunk is so cool.
Like a little bit of texture, so it's not like plain. You know?
Yeah, I like it. That looks really cool. I'm kind of cutting in some reflection here in this water. I don't know how good it looks, but that's what I got. And I'm gonna throw it on a blending mode, and then that's gonna be it for my little sketch, I think. Let me put that on overlay, and I'm gonna turn that down. There we go. All right, well, I'm gonna go and full screen mine, and then I'll full screen yours just so people can see like a close-up of what we did.
Okay.
And then we will say goodbye. So this is mine. I did like a little, like an impromptu matte painting that terrified me the whole time. I was scared of this because I do not do like environment illustrations like this at all. So this is our shape that we had, and I rotated it around a little while and tried to figure out ways I could incorporate it into a lot of stuff, but what I ended up doing is hiding it in my mountains and then kind of painting over my mountains, and then kind of making a little scene. And then this is what Aldo did. Let me pull up yours. This is Aldo's. Tell us about it, Aldo.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of wanted to make like this scene of like a house next to this kind of like spooky lake.
Yeah.
With a bunch of mountains and trees. Yeah, but I feel like needs more work than just an hour.
yeah, that's kind of how I feel at the end of these too, but it's always fun because you like work trying to like get the point across. Like, what's the bare minimum I can do to like kind of get this idea out and make it read, right?
Yeah.
So this is well done, Aldo. I love your colors. I love your approach to this kind of illustration, and I think it looks fabulous.
Thank you.
We do have to say goodbye now, folks, but it has been a blast. Aldo, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It was a fun one. Yeah, quick one and fun.
Yeah. Where can people find you online if they want to check out more of your work?
There's my Behance profile, which is Aldo Crusher, Instagram Aldo Crusher, and that's it. Those were where I post the most.
Awesome. I'm kind of the same. You guys can follow me on my Behance because I usually post like case studies of like series of paintings and stuff that I do. I also post a lot of work over on Instagram. And I'm very active. If you guys ever want to actually talk to me and chat with me, you guys can tweet to me on Twitter. I'm pretty active over there, just chatting around. So where can you share your sketch? If you tweet it to us or post it on Instagram with the hashtag Adobe Live Design Off, I will definitely see it. We do have to take off for now, but I promise, Kev, I will keep an eye out for your work. And again, folks, thank you everyone in chat for joining us. It's been a blast. Aldo, it's been awesome hanging out with you and designing with you, man.
Thank you.
And we got to take off, so we'll see you guys around. Adios, folks.
Bye.